Hello, North Country, and welcome to American Legion Post 1619 Field in West Plattsburgh for Adirondack Slow Pitch Championship Softball. Our game tonight, the A Division Championship Series between Nadim's and Latremore's Insurance. I'm Foxy Gagnon, along with Laura Gagnon on camera, Eric Gagnon on stats. Happy to be here for this fourth game of a best-of-5 series. Nadim's leads the series 2 games to 1. They won game 1 by a score of 21-12. They took game 2 27-11. But you had to know Latremore's wasn't going to take this series lying down. They came back in game 3 with a 35-25 win. Latremore's pounded out 42 hits in game 3, 5 RBIs apiece for Todd Howard, Craig King, and Neil Stevens. Stevens, in fact, was 7 for 7 in the ball game. Craig King had 2 home runs and went 6 for 7. Todd Howard had 5 hits, including a home run. Dennis LaBarge, 5 hits, and Chad Owens was 6 for 6, including a home run. For Nadim's in game 3, Steve Chris went 5 for 5. We will look forward to this one. Latremore's has its back to the wall once again. They need the win to keep the series alive. They have won this A Division Championship Series 3 years in a row over Nadim's, but Nadim's wants to do something about it tonight. They could not in game 3. They look forward to game 4 to put the lid on this Championship Series A Division. In game 3, you had to believe that Latremore's was just determined to win game 3. There was no stopping them, and if it would have gone on forever, they would have won it 85-75. They were that determined to win game 3. Can they be as determined tonight? Can they get another bundle of hits? Because you have to know that Nadim scoring 21 runs in game 1, 27 in game 2, and 25 in game 3. They can put the points on the board. The umpires will be Jim Barron and John Ireland. Nadim's finished first overall in their division. They are the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. They received a bye in the first round. They finished 28-3 in the regular season, and then defeated Lorman's Mirons 3 games to none in the semifinals. So they are, with their 2 wins in the playoffs, 33 wins in the regular season. 33 wins and 4 losses. As for Latremore's Insurance, they finished 3rd in the division, a 20-11 record. They are managed by Kevin Levine. Nadim's managed by Mike Gwinnett. Latremore's defeated Adirondack Penny Saver 2 games to none in the quarterfinals, and then defeated Norm Baker Legion Post 1619 3 games to 1 in the semifinals. Latremore's, the A Division defending champions for the last several seasons. They won titles in 93, 94, 96, 97, and 98. They need 2 more wins to make it 4 in a row. We look forward to a great game. Game 4, just about set to play. Bob McCory is the PA announcer. McCory is the president of the Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League.
Up here. Come on, line shots.
First pitch of the ball game to Alan Rock on the mound. The veteran, he's retired 4 different times in his career. The veteran Gary Levine on the mound out of retirement once again. The deep right field, Frank bucks a back and hauls it in 265 feet away into right field. Rock flies to right field to open the ball game. Gary Levine on the mound. The LaBarge boys on the right side of the infield. Jamie at third and Dennis at shortstop. Jeff Pazzi Passano at first base. Todd Howard, a plate of current fashion in his blue uniform, is in the second base spot. The catcher, Don Verkey, with a pizza in his back pocket. Don Verkey in the catching spot. Bill LeBeau bats. Waits this one out, and umpire Ireland calls it a strike. 2-1 the count. Gary Levine pitches. Deep center field, deep part of the ballpark, and over the fence, a 320-foot home run, dead center field. Bill LeBeau opens the scoring for Nadim's. 5 home runs max and in the ball game per team, and Nadim's has one into the home run bank on a Bill LeBeau power shot to center field.
Kurt Colt LeBeau.
Stay hot, 1-8. Come on.
You get that?
Yeah, we had the camera accidentally off. LeBeau, a former player for the Latremore team. And now Roy Ebersol.
He's hit a home run in each game.
Ebersol homered in each game. LeBeau has homered in every game according to the stat man.
Gary played for Nadim's 2 years ago.
Okay, good point from Bobby McCory. That Gary Levine played for Nadim's 2 years ago. Shot to left field, and Neil Stevens sticks a fork in it in left field on the line drive by Roy Ebersol. 1 run in and 2 outs.
Come on, 3. You don't die here, Greg. You don't die with 2. Let's go. Get up over there. Come on. Don't do all year. Start now.
Hey, you want him right here? Come on. Come on, man.
And now batting is Steve Chris. He's the cleanup hitter for Nadim's.
Good pitch, Gary.
Latremore's missing some of their regular players tonight. Line drive into center field by Chris. Never too late for a rally with Nadim's. And Chris is on first base with 2 outs. Randy Ebersol bats. Scott Lemaire waits in the on-deck circle, hoping he'll get a swing in. Randy Ebersol, the third baseman for Nadim's.
2 down. Nice fire!
It's Buxa, Moore, Stevens, and Owens in the outfield for Latremore's.
Come on, 20. There you go.
Hard shot, left center. Chris will stop at second base. 3 hits in the inning for Nadim's. And now shortstop Scott Lemaire will stand in. Lemaire will get his swings in the first inning. Chris at second, Randy Ebersol at first base. Nadim's wants to win tonight. They do not want this to go to Game 5. Latremore's with the momentum off their 35-25 win in Game 3. Now, how about this? You have Don Verkey. What is he, about 6'4"? In his crouch, he's almost as tall as umpire Ireland. And a line drive to Stevens. Again, he has the fork out, sticks the fork in it for the 3rd out. Nadim's picks up 1 in the first inning, and the score after half an inning on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard is Nadim's 1 and Latremore's ready to bat.
That guy up there and right. Come on,
All day we watched for the rain, the cloud burst. We expected it, and now clear skies and a beautiful night for softball. Todd Howard leads off, and a rock out in the left center has no problem with that one. 1 quick out on the pitch by Roy Ebersol. Nadim's leads the series 2-1. They can clinch it tonight with a victory, win the A Division Series, the championship trophy that they have dearly coveted over the last several years. Batting number 2 for Latremore's is Dennis LaBarge. Catcher is Alfie Ledoux for Nadim's. First baseman Bill LeBeau, second baseman Scott McCormick, The shortstop, Scott Lemare, and Randy Ebersol plays third. In the outfield, it's Rock, Steve Chris on the left side. On the right side, Jay Drillette and Brian Kreitzberg.
There you go.
Good eye, Samar. Good eye, babe. Come on now.
Dennis Labarge batting.
One you like.
Infield grounder. Lemare will have to hurry, and that was a low throw. We'll see how that one scored because Labarge had the wheels turning down the first baseline.
Come on, Jamie. Hit the ball.
And it's credited an infield hit for Dennis Labarge. The infield single, he's on first with one out, and Jamie Labarge bats. Roy Ebersol delivers. Labarge likes it. Line drive right in front of Jay Drillette, and that lead runner Labarge heads into third. So Labarge is on the corners with one out for cleanup hitter Neil Stevens. Now keep in mind, Stevens was 7 for 7, and we wonder in game, what would that have been, game 3? That was in game 3. In game 2, did he end with a hit?
Yeah, we went 3 for 3.
Oh my goodness, so he's 10 for 10 plus a walk in his last 11 at-bats. And, right to the second base. McCormick kept the chest right there. Gets the second out. And boy, he might have a softball-sized bruise on his right shoulder tomorrow morning. Stevens retired. Well, it's a fielder's choice, but it got a run in, didn't it? Dennis Labarge scored to tie the ball game, so give Stevens an RBI on the fielder's choice, and Frank Buxa now bats. 2 outs with Neil Stevens at first base. Jeff Passano would be next. Base hit up the middle. Stevens will put the brakes on at second base. They throw behind him. McCormick there. Buxa with the base hit, so Passano bats with 2 on and 2 out, and the game tied at 1. We're just in the first inning. Expect a lot of runs tonight as well. Kevin Levine not here for Latremores. Jamie Labarge will pinch run for Buxa at the first base spot. Kevin Levine not here tonight, and Mongo Sorrell and Dave Smith take the reins of the Latremore insurance team. Passano decides he'll go for this one. LeBeau at first base. A steady glove at first base is he, and Latremore's insurance picks up 1 run in the second inning on 3 hits. So after 1 inning, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard, Nadim's 1, Latremore's 1.
Leading off Nadim to the top of the
Jay Drillette leads off the top of the second inning. And we've remarked throughout this series, Jay Drillette certainly the fastest runner in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League. And I dare say the fastest runner in the North Country, maybe in New York State, in fact. Gary Levine pitches.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Good pitch right there. Come on now, take it. Nice pitch.
In fact, if Drillette hits one back to the mound, he could make the play close at first base. There's a base hit. The third baseman, Labarge, was in, and Drillette has a single. Next up, Brian Kreitzberg.
Come on, Brian.
Come on now.
Arms out.
Jay, good shot. Make sure you got good wheels.
It shows you the amount of power and good hitters on the Nadim's team. You have a power hitter like Kreitzberg who hits 8th in the lineup. My goodness. Line drive, base hit, and Drillette's going to be at third, if not home. And runners on the corners. So Nadim's, with the game tied at 1, comes out in the second inning with a couple of base hits. Trevor Cameron challenging Todd Howard for the most colorful uniform tonight. Levine's pitch. Taken for a ball. The veteran arbiter, John Ireland, behind home plate tonight. This is the first we've seen of him in this series. And, of course, Ireland, a longtime friend of ours. Buxa in right field, reaches up and grabs it. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Trevor Cameron to give Nadim's the 2-1 lead.
Now batting the catcher.
Cameron happy with his RBI, and the 2-1 Nadim's lead. Kreitzberg also advanced to second base. And now it will be Alfie Ledoux and then Scott McCormick. There is a 1 out. Strike 1 there.
Nice fire!
Ooh, off the glove, line shot to Levine. Still the quick reactions. He might be over 50, but he's got the reflex actions of a 20-year-old. My goodness, a line shot. Levine got the leather on it.
Come on, Lod. Spin the top, Lod. Come on now.
Because that was as good as in center field. And the whole thing held Kreitzberg at second base as well. Now, Scott McCormick bats. He passes on that one, and it's ball 1. Game 4 of the A Division Championship Series. Ooh, that one's over everybody's head. McCormick shows power. He wants 3. The throw coming in, and a stand-up triple for Scott McCormick drives in Kreitzberg to make this a 3-1 ball game.
Come on now, big run here, big run now.
And what did I say about clear skies? I felt a sprinkle.
Nice big play, come on now.
Well, you didn't feel a sprinkle, but I did. Alan Rock bats down the right field line, a single. It's an RBI single. Buxa sends it in, and Nadims has 3 runs in.
First baseman, Bill LeBeau.
Don't make the last one. Come on,
We're dead out there, 2 outs now, let's get out of there.
Eric, you have that other pencil? Eric Gagnon, the stat man. Well, I could use an eraser. There. Nadim's with the 4-1 lead now, and Bill LeBeau batting. We want to thank CR Tunes, DJ, and Photography for their support of Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League, providing some equipment for tonight's game. LeBeau with the base hit, and Rock stops at third. Hit after hit by the Nadim's team. And now Roy Ebersol will bat.
Come on. Bring it Allen, bring it Allen.
Laura Gagnon is our Ronnie's Michigan's videographer tonight. I'm Foxy Gagnon, along with Eric the Statman Gagnon. Goose Gagnon on assignment for the first part of this ball game. Ebersol bats.
Good eye.
Gary Levine pitching.
Okay. All right, thanks.
That's a called strike.
Come on, Johnny.
Listen.
Steve Chris waits in the on-deck circle.
Talk to him when he's swinging, he's getting ready to hit. Focus and head out. Come on, focus and head.
Come on, focus.
Levine's ready, and the pitch. Ebersol lines it into left field. Steven scoops it up, and an RBI single for Roy Ebersol. 4-run inning thus far for Nadim's.
Come on, Trey, come on.
Now batting is Steve Chris.
Come on, Trey, bring it, Billy.
He's the Nadim's left fielder.
Billy, come on now, line drive.
That one just a little deep for ball 1. Chris eyes this one. And to left center in front of Chad Owen. Past Chad Owen. Over to center fielder Moore. Throw comes in. And a couple of runs score for Nadim's.
Good run, Roy.
On the hard shot by Steve Chris.
Randy, keep it going.
Now batting the third baseman, Randy
The
Ebersol.
stat man gives 2 RBIs on the play, and Randy Ebersol is the batter.
Come on, Randy, get hungry, bring him in.
Second time through the batting order for Nadim's. We are in the second inning. They have the makings of a big inning. They scored just 1 in the first. Latremore came back with 1 in their half of the first.
Set. Come on. Line drive. Come on, Twine, line drive.
Gary Levine with the pitch and another line drive to left field. That'll score Steve Chris. Neil Stevens sends it into second base to hold Randy Ebersol at first. And now Scott Lemaire is the batter. Big inning.
Hey, it's only second inning. Let's not get down
A six-pack of runs in the inning, or 7 in. 7 in and an 8-1 lead for Nadim's. Ball 1 inside. Popped up, and Neil Stevens is there.
Going into the bottom of the second inning.
Just in foul territory. Nadim's picks up 7 runs in the top of the second inning. After 1.5, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard is Nadim's 8 and Latremore's 1.
Fielder Chad Owens.
Chad Owens first up for Latremore's in the bottom of the second. He had a 6-for-6 night last night, including a home run.
Come on, Chad, back arm up drive.
Roy Ebersol with the delivery. Taken.
Come on, Chowder. Come on, one hit now.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Chad Owens. That one skied to left. Steve Chris is there. And Chris with the catch right in front of the 280 sign. That was about 270 feet to left field. 1 out, and Glenn Huber is the batter.
Come on, Glenn, now, come on.
It will be Richard Moore next for Latremore's.
Come on, Richie. Come on, Richie. Base it here, Richie. Base it.
There it is. There you go.
Come on, man. Come on, he'll be in front of you now, in front of you.
Jim Barron, the umpire, on the bases. John Ireland at home plate, working the gum. Huber takes this one, a deep fly, and Jay Drillette is there. Drifts back, and hauls it in front of the lights in right center, right in front of that Norm Baker sign.
Richard Moore.
We want to thank all the business who have supported Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League through this series, and we'll try to recall all of them. I'm not sure if we can. That might be impossible, but with the help of Bobby McCory, we can put together the entire list. All the businesses who have been so supportive of Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League and invited us out here to West Plattsburgh to televise the entire series. More bats. McCormick at second base to end the inning. A quick inning for pitcher Roy Ebersol, and Latremore's does not score. After 2, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard: Nadim's 8, Latremore's 1.
Let's go, everybody up. Come on. Watch it.
Jay Drillette led off the second inning. He now leads off the third inning. He's 1 for 1. He has scored a run. And the businesses who have supported Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball during this championship series, in both the A and the B divisions: Ahern Sheet Metal, Nadim's, Ron Hoy Construction, Little Caesars Pizza, center field fly out, Chad Owens there, 1 out. Also business supporters: Latremore's Insurance, Papa Electric, and Red Dogs.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Now batting the right fielder, Brian Kreitzberg.
Leaping Brian Kreitzberg is the batter. And he has a game for the Lake City Stars on Saturday night. Tomorrow night he'll put on the football pads and head to Montreal. That one is off the wall. 1 hop off the wall. Kreitzberg with 2, and he thinks about 3. The throw coming in, but Kreitzberg slides in with a triple, and the ball gets by everyone. But Jamie Labarge chases it down near the Nadim's dugout. So Brian Kreitzberg is at third base with the triple with 1 out. And now Trevor Cameron. Cameron doing the extra hitter spot tonight. Sometimes he's played right field for Nadim's. Tonight he's in the EH spot.
Trevor, get in your line.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now. Okay.
Gary Levine evens the count at 1. 1-1 is the count.
Yeah, okay.
Cameron, line drive, backhanded by Howard, and safe. The second effort by Howard almost got him, but Cameron was shifted into first gear and just outraced the throw. The stat man, the official scorer here, thinking about that one. He's thinking, still thinking. I've made my mind up, see if we agree. Alfie Ledoux is the batter, strike one. Base hit, I agree. Gives Cameron a base hit. I think it was a tough play for Howard. He got to it and knocked it down. Oh, Levine, but through his legs, but at shortstop, they got the play. Dennis Labarge at shortstop, a little razzle-dazzle from Latremore through the legs of Levine. That was almost like croquet. Through the wickets of Levine, Labarge dives for it. Got the ball on a roll and got the out. Howard was there at second base, and we have 2 outs now.
Oh, watch, spin it up. Let's go 3.
Second.
Base hit. Ledoux heads to third on Ledoux headed to third on the hit by McCormick. McCormick now 2 for 2.
Come on now.
Top of the order, Alan Rock. He is 1 for 2 tonight. 2 outs, and Latremore wants to shut the door. Just 1 run in for Nadim's. They lead 9-1. Kreitzberg scored the run following his triple. Boy, Don Verkey just towers over John Ireland. I don't want to say too much. John Ireland's my buddy.
Good eye. Line drive here. Come on.
Why do you keep talking about it?
Because I guess I do want to say too much. And that one is pulled foul, and Brett Campbell, is that his name? We got it. I'll know him for next season. Brett Campbell or Brent? Brett. B-R-E-T-T. Brett Campbell out there made a nice snag.
Watch the middle now.
Night after night that Brett Campbell is here. What a guy. Back to Gary Levine. He throws to Passano for the out. Nadim's scored 1, and we head to the bottom of the third. The score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard: Nadim's 9, Latremore's 1. Dangerous Don Verkey at the plate. He strokes one into center field. He does the foxtrot down the first base line. I think he's looking for a runner.
Now batting the pitcher.
He's looking for a Jamie Labarge to run. Labarge checks back into the ball game on the bases as Dangerous Don Verkey will take a seat in the dugout, catch his breath after running to first base. Now up is the one and only Gary Levine. Right up the middle through the legs of Ebersol. And misplayed by Jay Drolette. So the base hit, but I think that'll be scored a hit. Oh, the stat man's singing about it, but he nods single.
Now batting the second baseman, Todd Howard.
It was a hard shot up the middle through the legs of Ebersol. Ebersol wants another stab at it. But Gary Levine comes out of retirement. The bats have been in the refrigerator since then, and he heated them up tonight. He has a single. Now Todd Howard wearing those Dolphins pants for good luck. When he wears those Dolphin pants, he seems to hit better. Is that right, Eric? Is that what's happened?
Not these specific pants.
But not these. The ones with the rip in the left knee.
Yeah.
Those are his hot pants. This is a newer model that he's wearing, kind of a newer model, Dolphins pants. And he takes the walk here. So now, Gary Levine at second and Todd Howard at first. Nobody out. Oh, and Labarge over at third running for Verkey. So bases loaded, nobody out, and a chance for Latremore to get some runs in. It'll be Dennis Labarge and then Jamie Labarge. Sacks packed, nobody out. Latremore's down by 8, but that's nothing in this ball game. We're only in the third inning.
Come on. There you go.
Grounder to first, LeBeau, and looks for two and throws it away. Mistake there will score at least one, and now the throw comes in. So an unearned run mixed in, so 2 runs scored on the play. One on the infield out by Dennis Labarge, and then the other on the throwing error by LeBeau.
Now batting the third
It's
baseman,
now 9-3.
Labarge.
One out, and Jamie Labarge, fresh off pinch running for Verkey, he now bats.
Let's do a little testing.
They're keeping Jamie Labarge busy tonight. Strokes a single. That was that baseball swing that he patented up at Northern Adirondack Central.
Good job, Jamie.
Strokes one to right center there,
Fielder Neil Stevens.
and Howard scores. It's 9-4. Latremore's tiptoeing up on Nadim's. Now you have Neil Stevens batting. One out. And Labarge at first base. Stevens takes a strike.
Come on, Neil. Come on now.
Of course, a standout athlete at Beekmantown Central during his high school days. There's a line shot. Labarge will stop at second. Jay Drillette gets it in. Stevens at first. Jamie Labarge at second. One out for Frank Buxa.
Come on, Neil.
Let's keep going.
Latremore's looking to score a bunch in the bottom of the third. Ebersol's pitch, and Buxa takes just inside ball one. Takes that one for ball two. Passano on deck for Latremore. That one to shortstop, and Lemaire gets one and gets two. The double play to end the inning, and Latremore's picks up 3 and has to be satisfied with that. After 3 innings, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard, Nadim's 9, Latremore's 4.
The first baseman,
Top of the fourth, will play 7. Nadim's bats, and it's Bill LeBeau.
Fire, man. Good fire. Come on.
LeBeau in this one has an RBI, a home run, and a single.
All right. Come on, man. That's all right.
LeBeau with the only home run in the game so far. He goes to deep center field, and Rich Moore hauls it in 280 feet away, and it's an out.
Roy Ebersol.
Pick him up, 1-8. Pick him up. Come on.
Roy Ebersol now bats. Ebersol has been there with Nadim's year after year, game after game. One of the guys who loves sports. Former player. He was a charter member of the Lake City Stars. Well, I should say Plattsburgh North Stars, charter member of that football organization, semi-pro, popped up in the infield, and Dennis Labarge has it for the out. So now, 2 quick outs and a 3 in a row retired by pitcher Gary Levine, stepping in for Kevin Levine.
Two dead. Come on, 2 dead. Here, time to hit. Come on, threes.
And this is Steve Chris. Chris in the ball game, 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Good try by Labarge at shortstop, but that had hit all the way. And that misplay in the infield. Chris takes the extra base. Some careless play by Latremore's in the infield gives Chris the extra base. And now Randy Ebersol bats. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Base hit, Randy, bring him in.
It is very difficult to stop the middle of this Nadim's batting order from getting on base, actually throughout the lineup, but especially the heart of their batting order. Gary Levine with the pitch, and Randy Ebersol says no, it is a strike. 0-1 pitch from Levine. to left center. Owens back, and it's off the wall. Chris scores and a stand-up double for Randy Ebersol. Nadim's in double figures. They have 10, and Latremore has 4. Scott Lemaire, next batter. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Eric Gagnon on stats. Laura Gagnon is our Ronnie's Michigan's videographer. We are North Country Cable Network, bringing you local events. Tune in at Falcon Cable, Channel 5, each Monday through Friday in the evening, and look for local events. And many of those local events brought to you by North Country Cable Network.
Come on, 6. Hit a hard line drive. Bring him in.
Who's got one? Come on now, Nice pitch.
Lemaire swings off the glove of Levine. Tough play for Howard. He barehands it and gets him. Todd Howard. Howard with the play to end the 4th. Nadim's picks up a run. They have single runs in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th, but the big 2nd inning, 7 runs, tells the story. The score on the Latremore's Insurance scoreboard as Bob McCory gets ready to do the Macarena is Nadim's 10 and Latremore's Insurance 4.
Good start. Work it back and off. Come on. All right, start now. How do you say, Jeff?
Jeff Passano. Ebersol with the play to LeBeau, 1 out. Chad Owens next in line. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Owens with a big game in Game 3. We are in Game 4, the A Division Championship Series, 1999 season. The years roll by. We're getting pretty comfortable up here in our West Plattsburgh American Legion press box. We are pretty comfortable. This is like a second home to us this time of year.
Queen head up there, let's go. Jack
Ebersol delivers, and Owens says yes. Skied to left field. Back is Steve Chris. And deep a left field, 290 feet away, but an out.
Let's not go easy. Come on.
I was trying to hit it out.
Glenn Huberbats, 3 in a row retired by Ebersol. Huber is 0 for 1. Latremore's with 4 runs on 7 hits thus far, and Nadim's with their 10 runs on, oh my goodness, already 16 hits. Huber to deep right field, and Kreitzberg in right field for the catch, and Latremore's unable to score in both the 2nd and 4th innings, and that has hurt their cause. After 4, the score on the Latremore's Insurance scoreboard, Nadim's 10 and Latremore's 4.
Fielder Jay Drolet.
After 4 in Game 3, we'd already seen 36 runs scored. Latremore's with a 26-10 lead after 4 in Game 3. This is Game 4. Jay Drolet with the base hit off the glove of Passano, and that'll be a double. You hit it, sliding in and safe. And Drolet's going to take the extra base. He's at 3rd already. You can't blink your eye. He runs the infield.
You want to race him.
And I was going to race him. The challenge has been on during this series, but I don't know. I'm beginning to believe I can't outrun him. Goose challenged me to get on second base, and Jay Drolet would be at home plate, and Goose feels that Jay Drolet can outrace me. Now, we might still do that after the game. It depends, because we have another game to follow, so I don't know if we'll have time to squeeze that in, but my back's been hurting the last couple days anyway. So Drolet's already on 3rd base, and Brian Kreitzberg bats.
I'm sure Jay would take that into consideration.
Yeah, yeah, he'd slow up a little. I wonder. Great play by Labarge, a shortstop, but that was a hit all the way. Kreitzberg legs it out. So Jay Drolet with his speed.
Now batting the extra hitter.
I heard
Trevor
Steve Chris
Cameron.
or Roy Ebersol, one of them, you manufactured that run, and indeed Jay Drolet did. And Kreitzberg capped it off with the RBI single.
Nobody got it.
11-4 is the score, and Trevor Cameron bats. That one will drop in right center. Moore there, takes it on the run, and they'll try at third. Kreitzberg is out at third. What a throw. Moore took it on the run and fired a beauty to Jamie Labarge at third base, nailing Brian Kreitzberg. John Ireland, the umpire, hustled up the line. That gets the first out of the inning.
Find a hole there, big guy. Hey, you made a nice play.
Trying to tell you something.
Come on now. One down. Time for two, Denny. That's it. Play, man. Good ball. Come on, man.
Come on, four. Roll it, four.
Ledoux batting. He's 0 for 2 thus far.
Good fire.
Now you're set. Now you're set. Come on.
Trevor Cameron on first base with 1 out.
Ready.
That one has a chance. It's in the gap. That'll roll to the fence. Hits the Norm Baker sign. Cameron touches third. Ledoux right behind him with the wheels turning. A triple for Ledoux.
Good job, LC. He's gonna give you on rollerblades.
12-4.
One down.
Now batting to second baseman, Scott McCormick.
Now look at McCormick's line tonight.
Go now. Let's go.
What does that say? Oh, a triple and a homer.
Triple and a single.
Oh, a triple and a single. That's what I meant, Eric. Oh, a little infield roller. They hold the runner. Gary Levine learned that in high school. I'll tell you that. He checked the runner back to third and still got the out at first. McCormick was hoping to get an RBI if he's going to hit it that short a distance, but he did not. 2 runs in, and it's a 12-4 lead for Nadim's batting in the top of the 5th. Top of the order, Rock is 1 for 3, and now he's 2 for 4, and that's his second RBI of the ball game. Nadim's with 1 in the first, 7 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now 3 in the 5th inning with 2 outs. LeBeau, the batter, he's 2 for 3. And that's an infield fly ball for Dennis Labarge, a shortstop. That'll be the inning. Nadim's adds 3 to their total. And after 4.5 innings, it's Nadim's 13, Latremore's 4. Richard Moore takes the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th into the night sky. A lot of bugs up there, but they don't bother Brian Kreitzberg, and there's 1 out.
Batting the catcher, Don.
Now, Don Verkey is next. Verkey 1 for 1 in the ball game. He scored a run. Or at least Jamie Labarge scored the run for Verkey in a courtesy run situation. Randy Ebersol at third, Scott Lemire at short, Scott McCormick at second, and Bill LeBeau at first. Verkey reaches for that one and gets it into left field. Those veterans can hit. No question about it. You get a veteran out here like Gary Levine and Don Verkey, they're going to make contact and find the holes. So Verkey 2 for 2, and he heads into the dugout for a pizza between innings. And now Gary Levine. Levine is 1 for 1, and he has scored a run. The veteran Levine called out of retirement tonight to see some action. Strokes the line drive. I mean, he used to hit 700. In his heyday, he'd have a batting average of 700 during regular season.
Howard.
So following the out on the first pitch, back-to-back hits by the veterans Verkey and Gary Levine, and Todd Howard bats. Now Howard, we have some stats from the stat man. Wearing his ripped Miami Dolphins pants, he's 7 for 11. Wearing something else, including his pants tonight, he's 1 for 5. So we're missing those ripped, his favorite pants. And he hits that one foul. See, if he had the ripped pants on, that would have been right down the line and gone in over the right fielder's head. So we got to get those pants washed.
Here we go, right now. Todd Howard, what do you say, Todd?
Ebersol pitches, and Howard says no, and it was just short. Howard 3-1 the count to Todd Howard. Howard tonight flied to the outfield and walked. full count, a rare full count in this series to Howard, and he pops it up sky high. That'll be a tough play. Steve Chris on the run. It hung up there, and Chris had time to run the 40 yards and get under it.
Batting the shortstop, Dennis Labarge.
And Howard goes now 1 for 6 without the ripped pants. Labarge batting. You get a couple on and you get the top of the order coming up. You want to punch some runs across, and Latremore's to keep this series alive needs a big inning. They trail 13-4 in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. 2-0 the count to Denny Labarge. 3-0 the count. So Ebersol will have to find the spot here. Gary Levine and Jamie Labarge running for Verke will be ready to move. And there's the walk. Sacks packed for the man you want up in this situation, and that would be Jamie Labarge. Jamie has power and has his hitting shoes on tonight.
What do you say, Jamie? Get a grip.
Jamie is 2 for 2, and if he can keep the inning alive, Neil Stevens would be next.
Jamie, get a little hungry. Get one. Jimmy, what do you got for me?
Passano takes the spot of Verke. So Verke's had a couple guys trying to fill his shoes as a base runner. That's strike 1 to Jamie Labarge.
Get a little hungry up there. There it is.
The swing, and Owens on his horse. He can't catch up to it. That'll clear the bases, and Labarge will stand up at third. A base clearing triple for Jamie Labarge, and 3 RBIs on his side of the ledger. Now Neil Stevens bats. 4 RBIs in the ballgame now for Jamie Labarge, and Stevens hit into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat and singled in his second at-bat in the 3rd inning. He now bats in the 5th. 3 runs in, it's 13-7. So the insurance men down by a 6-pack.
Yours your hit hard, buddy. Yours your hit.
They're going to pitch around us over here.
And with the count 3-0, they do not want to give Stevens a pretty pitch. They will not, and they do that on purpose. That was about as close as you can get to an intentional walk without saying go ahead and go to first base. So they give Stevens the pass. Labarge is on 3rd, and they'll face Frank Buxa.
Stay hungry.
Buxa singled in the 1st inning and hit into a double play in the 3rd inning.
Stay hungry, man. Have an eye.
1-1 is the count. Roy Ebersol is the Nadim's pitcher. Called strike 2. So Buxa will not be able to be so choosy now, and he passes on that one. Good eye there. Count even at 2. There's the pitch, but he popped it up. Buxa not happy about that, and Randy Ebersol in fair territory makes the catch. Latremore's picks up 3 on the big Jamie Labarge triple, and after 5, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard is Nadim's 13, Latremore's Insurance 7.
Drive here, 1-8 line drive here. Come on.
Middle of the order for Nadim's, Roy Ebersol, Steve Chris, and Randy Ebersol. Gary Levine pitches. Top of the 6th inning. Ebersol is 1 for 3 tonight. Line drive right in front of Neil Stevens in left field. He takes it on the 1 hop. Second hit of the game for Roy Ebersol. Steve Chris now batting, and Chris is 2 for 2. I meant 3 for 3 with a couple of RBIs.
Come on now, let's go now. Come on, get one. Second one's a bonus. Come on. Come on. Take it out.
He's 8 for his last 8.
8 for 8, now 9 for 9 this man?
9 for his last 9.
Steve Chris, and the throw just behind Ebersol. So the double by Steve Chris.
2 runners out there, Randy. Get him in.
And 2 hits to open the inning. Randy Ebersol now batting. And Ebersol is 3 for 3. The dangerous part of the Nadim's order. Two big boys on the bases, and Randy Ebersol bats, nobody out in the 6th. That'll be deep, and that's over the head of Owens and gone. A 310-foot home run by Randy Ebersol to clear the bases there, a 3-run shot. Ebersol with a perfect 4 for 4 at the plate, and he now has 5 RBIs in the ball game. Randy Ebersol touches them all.
Now batting the shortstop, Scott Lemaire.
And it's now 16-7.
Now you're set, line drive here, come on.
And Scott Lemaire, and Richmore is there for the putout. First out of the inning. And now Jay Drillette. Drillette 2 for 3 in the ball game, scored twice.
Come on, Jay, pick Scotty up one time.
Nobody on and 1 out.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
Come on, 2-4. You're set.
Called strike 1 to Jay Drillette. Base hit. He thinks about 2. And here comes a throw. He's there. He's there. And the more I see him run, the more I think he could outrun me. He flies from home to second base. He is there in a hurry.
Get him out, 2-3, get him out.
Now batting is Brian Kreitzberg. The Levine pitch taken inside by Kreitzberg, 1-0. 1 out in the 6th inning. Nadim's looking for more. Ground ball shortstop, mishandled, and Drillette advances. Kreitzberg reaches on the error. Runners on the corners with 1 out now. Trevor Cameron, the extra hitter, bats. 3 runs in for Nadims. They're looking for more. They lead, and they are looking for the win in Game 4. That would give them the A Division 1999 championship. Latremores had their backs to the wall going into Game 3, but they came up with 35 runs on 42 hits for the victory. Cameron with the base hit, drives in Jay Drillette. Kreitzberg stops at second.
Now batting the catcher, Alfie Ledoux.
They can hit this Nadim's team, no question about it. Now Alfie Ledoux batting.
Come on, 4.
17-7 is the score. Ledoux takes that one for strike 1. Ledoux is 1 for 3 tonight. And that one too high, but Moore goes back, and hauls it in. Both runners try to advance, and they do. Fly out to right center, advances the runners, but now there are 2 outs. Scott McCormick is 2 for 3 tonight. He bats.
2 big ribbies right there.
And he's also played his solid game defensively for Nadims. Both he and Bill LeBeau played previously for Latremore's Insurance. This is their first year with Nadims. Ground ball up the middle. Levine just couldn't stick a fork in it, and McCormick's single scores 2 of them.
Left center fielder, Alan Rock.
A 6-pack of runs for Nadims in the 6th inning.
Come on, 9 line drive to move him.
And they now lead 19-7. The big 2nd inning, they scored 7, and now the big 6th inning, they have 6 runs in.
Come on, Alan. Line drive 9, come on now.
Alan Rock, the leadoff hitter for Nadims, and he has 2 hits tonight. That one deep, and Stevens couldn't get it right in front of the fence, and McCormick came around to score. We'll see how the stat man will score that one.
Right in the first baseman, Bill LeBeau.
Right in front of the fence, sent Stevens back to the wall. And the stat man is considering that one, and he gives it an error on the left fielder. Now LeBeau with the hit, and that scores Allen Rock. Another run in the huge inning for Nadim's.
Now batting the pitcher, Roy.
They've been
Emerson.
quieted in a few innings, but once again tonight they score in every inning, and that's pretty much been their story in the series. They score almost every inning, very high percentage of innings. Nadim's will score at least a run. Roy Ebersol now batting. And Ebersol tonight with an RBI and 2 hits. Levine pitches. Ebersol, a line drive stroke, and right in front of Stevens in left field.
Now batting the left fielder, Steve Chris.
See if we can run in, we need it. Bring that run in, we need it. Come on, Trace.
Nadim's leads 21-7 at this point. And once again, they have scored in the 20s. They had 21 runs in game 1, 27 in game 2, 25 in game 3, but lost. Steve Chris batting. He sends some power to left field. Chad Owens back, and right in front of the fence. Right in front of the Frechette's grocery sign with the catch.
To the bottom of the 6th inning.
We head to the bottom of the 6th, but an 8-run inning for Nadim's has put Latremore's in a big hole. After 5.5, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard is Nadim's 21 and Latremore's 7. Latremore's will send Passano, Owens, and Huber to bat in the bottom of the 6th, and they have just 6 outs to give. That is to deep right field, and Kreitzberg lands against the 276 sign. Passano put all of it into that one, and he is robbed. Kreitzberg at 6'4" in the reach, but right in front of the fence, and he rocked the wall as he landed in it as he caught it. The longest out you can have just about in this ballpark, and now Chad Owens is the hitter. Roy Ebersol looking to be the winning pitcher tonight. I think the count is 2-1 on Owens. And he leans into that one, and that is fair down the left field line. He touches first and stands up at second, a double for Chad Owens. That will send Glenn Huber to the plate with 1 out and Rich Moore to follow.
Come on, Hubie, come on, back.
Batting in the bottom of the 6th inning, Latremore is trying to keep this series alive. They need a win tonight to send it to the deciding 5th game. They need the win. They are down by a bundle, 21-7. There is 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Get set, be ready to go. Come on. Okay, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Find it. Good find. Where's find it? Come on. There's another one.
Base hit up the middle, taken by Drillette, keeps it in front of him, and Owens scores on the RBI single by Huber. So you start someplace, and that's 1 run at a time. Huber delivers. Rich Moore now at the plate.
Rich Moore.
Moore over 2 in the ball game thus far. Verkey and Levine to follow. Moore flies deep right field. Kreitzberg on the run, and he camps under it. Huber wants second base. Close play. He's safe. Varon right there for the call. Nice throw by Kreitzberg at right field. He almost nailed him. 1 run in for Latremore's, but 2 outs now. And Don Verkey, the veteran, is 2 for 2. Plays like a 20-year-old. 6'4" Don Verkey, or is he 6'5"? Leans into that one and sends it over to Brett Campbell. Verkey passes on this one, and it's called strike 2. 0-2 the count. Ebersol looking for the out. Sends that one too long. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball right there, quick with the call, in the correct call because they hit him in the batter's box. Verke took 1 step to start the run, but he was still in the batter's box. He had the feet moving, but he hadn't moved out of the batter's box. And then he gets the line shot. Great catch in left center. Allen Rock right there. Verke thought he had a double on that one. Latremore scores 1. And after 6 innings, the score on the Latremore's insurance scoreboard is Nadim's 21 and Latremore's 8.
Come on, guys. Go now. Go. Come on.
Randy Ebersol leads off the 7th inning, and he has 5 RBIs tonight.
Come on, Gary. Come on, babe. Come on now. Come on.
With a 4 for 4.
Yep.
Go, Gary. Come on, babe.
That one too high up in the air, and Chad Owens wants it and calls for it and gets it. So Ebersol retired for the first out. Gary Levine happy about recording a quick out, and now it will be Scott Lemaire.
Pick him up. Come on. Get me in there.
And surprisingly, Lemaire without a hit tonight, he's 0 for 4. So he's certainly overdue. Called strike 1.
Come on.
Don James, first base coach, the reliable first base coach. There's his hit. And Lemaire wants second base. He's thinking about it. Makes a wide turn at first and returns to first base.
The right center fielder.
There's Don James in the first base coaching box. Wears the big number 1 on his back, and also a longtime member of the Nadim's team. Lemaire at first and Jadrill at bats.
Come on, babe. Come on, babe. Yep.
Why is he number 12?
Takes this one for the strike. 1-1 the count to Jay Drillette with 1 out in the 7th inning. That one is to deep right center, and it is gone. Jay Drillette shows power. And Drillette with the home run to center field, deep part of the ballpark, and add 2 to the Nadim scoreboard. Nadim's now with 23 runs in the ball game on 31 hits. Latremore's with 8 runs on 12 hits. Brian Kreitzberg, the right fielder, will bat as soon as we get a softball back in play. John Ireland, home plate umpire Jim Barron on the bases. They've done their usual solid job.
Don almost put the ball right in the Don.
Yeah, I know.
Good eye, 2, 3, good eye.
And you got a shot of that? Reached out and it was the top of Ireland's head. Thought he was putting it in Ireland's hand. John had to get on his toes to reach up to get the ball.
Set, deep breath, and hit it hard. Come on, line drive.
Goose Gagnon was going to help us out late in the game. I bet the Gooster forgot. He's all worn out from last night's game. And, oh boy, Stevens hit the wall hard. I think it's a home run. I think it went over the fence, but my goodness, Neil Stevens hit the fence hard. I hope he's all right. I didn't see the home run signal, but it is indeed a home run. Kreitzberg with the 4-bagger. Huh? That's their 4th home run. Home runs tonight by Bill LeBeau, Randy Ebersol, Jay Drillette, and Brian Kreitzberg. And how many runs in the inning now? 3 runs in the inning for Nadim's. They have 24. 24-8 is the score. And Cameron high and deep to right field. And caught out there in right field by Frank Buxa for the second out. Alfie Ledoux next in the batting order.
Go with 2. We're going with 2 here. You and wide.
And he gets a base hit. Ledoux with his second, no, let's see, his second hit. Second hit of the game. And now Scott McCormick bats. There are 2 outs. Nadim's batting in the top of the 7th inning, and once again, a bundle of runs. 24-8 is the score.
All right. Come on, baby. Nobody makes the last one, more. Come on.
Levine's pitch, and McCormick steps up and finds the hole between first and second base. Ledoux heads to third, and we have runners on the corners once again for Nadim's. For the top of the order, Alan Rock. Long night on the defense for Latremore, and another hit. Alan Rock with the single, and McCormick heads into third base as the throw comes in. Runners on the corners once again. The score is 25-8.
Now batting the first baseman, Bill LeBeau.
See, he heard me when I said that. Don. As long as Roy goes, Bill.
4 runs in. Bill LeBeau bats, and he pops it up, and in right center is Moore for the catch.
Going into the bottom of the 7th.
4 runs in the top of the 7th.
25.
Nadim's now with 25 runs, and the score is on the Latremore's Insurance scoreboard. Nadim's 25, Latremore's Insurance 8.
Hey, take it away. Come on, let's go, Gary. Come on, Gary.
3 chances for Latremore's. They have 3 outs to give, and they want to keep the series alive. Gary Levine is up first. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. He's got his hitting shoes on tonight. Strokes that one to deep center field and over everybody's head. So Levine shows power. He'll be satisfied with a double. A stand-up double for Gary Levine, showing power. Oh my goodness.
Second baseman, Todd Howard.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but Gary Levine is the oldest guy here tonight, and he's 3 for 3. Let me tell you. And he hasn't played all year. And now Todd Howard with a hard shot off the shins of Ebersol. Levine scores, and Howard's on second base. That was how hard a shot was that? It bounced off Ebersol's shins and ended up in left field.
Dennis Labarge.
So Latremore's has won. You got to start someplace. It's 25-9. Levine and Howard team up for a run. Now Dennis Labarge.
Take your insurance today? Take your insurance today or what?
What was Jamie saying?
Take your insurance. Supplement drink.
Oh. It's protein. He said that to Gary Levine. The young guy's getting on Gary Levine's case a little bit. Ooh, and that got a piece of umpire John Ireland, and he knows he's on television, so he's not going to rub the spot where he got hit. He's going to pretend he didn't even feel a thing. Dennis Labarge. LeBeau with the stop, and Ebersol covers first. What a play. Bill LeBeau. It was too fast for our camera, I know that, but Bill LeBeau did the somersault at first base, kept the leather on it, and Ebersol sped over to cover first. What a quick play there. Howard headed to third, so Labarge robbed of a hit, and now Jamie Labarge will bat. Jamie has 5 RBIs in the game tonight. Or was that 4? 4. And he has a single to his credit. 1 out.
You hear the bat whistle right through it.
Hey, come on, 3 more touchdowns.
The left fielder, Neil Stevens.
Latremore's 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 3 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. They need many right now.
Come on, 3 more touchdowns.
Neil Stevens bats. Stevens tonight is 1 for 2 plus a walk. And in a key situation, They walked him on 4 straight pitches. Goes for all the marbles, but it's pulled foul and caught. Stayed in play, and Steve Chris out in left field made the catch. 2 outs now, and Latremore's Insurance down to their final out. They are the 3 years they've defended the title. This is, they won the title the last 3 years over Nadim's. Latremore's Insurance, they've put together quite a string of championships, but Nadim's has been determined to take it away from them, and this could be it. Latremore to LeBeau, and Nadim's wins the A Division Championship. The 1999 A Division Championships goes to Nadim's, ending the 3-year reign by Latremore's Insurance. It was 25 runs in the ball game for Nadim's, and Latremore's Insurance 9, 25-9, the final score. We'll have the championship ceremony, award ceremony coming up in a moment or two.
4 long years. Yeah.
I had 10 runs.
Was it 10 runs? Well, it could be. You're the stat man. Want to make it official. 25-10. Final score 25-10. And congratulations to manager Mike Gwinnett and all of the Nadim's team for winning the championship tonight.
Nice job. Hey.
We'll stand by for the awards ceremony.
Yeah, I like them last two you talked about. You were driving right through it when you caught it.
Bob McCory, the president of the Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League. With the official presentations tonight.
Have your attention, please. I'd like to make the trophy presentations. The first trophy goes to the overall runner-up in the A Division with a final record of 26-15. This year's second place goes to Latremore's Insurance.
And Todd Howard to accept the trophy on behalf of Latremore's.
The next award goes to the most valuable player for the winning team, and we have a co-most valuable player. Goes to Roy Ebersol and Steve Chris.
Roy Ebersol and Steve Chris, certainly the cement of this team, and they've waited a long time for this. And they get sprayed with champagne. The champagne bottles are out in celebration, and they share the title as for most valuable players.
Roy and Steve, I need you over here, please.
Get over there!
Steve wanted the big trophy, and he hands it over, and they hand it back to each other. And
the final trophy presentation goes to the overall A Division champions with a final record of 34-4. This year's A Division champions, Nadim's Convenience Center.
And big Don James, he's the only guy who's bigger than the trophy, so he'll get to carry it. And the championship trophy goes to Nadim's in 1999. Another great year of softball in West Plattsburgh, Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball. Thanks to Laura Gagnon for her work on camera. She is our Ronnie's Michigan's videographer. Thanks to the stat man, Eric Gagnon. This is Foxy Gagnon on behalf of everyone at North Country Cable Network saying good night, North Country.